and Lee Smith, if you wouldn't mind, for 10 seconds.
At home, drawing pictures of mountain tops with him on top.
Good grief. Should we throw a party here in the studio tonight? We'll just play Pearl Jam the whole time and watch the Cubs game. All right, welcome in. Good morning, Mississippi. Hope you're doing well. What is this number going to look like? Drew, as soon as you see it on Twitter, my man, I'll need to see. We want to know what that was from last night. No competition with football. Cubs-Indians, Game 6. Cubbies win to take it to Game 7. And we'll wrap up the SEC. Here, we'll tie this in with the SEC Insider Hit. Mike Bianco was at the game last night with his son, head baseball coach at Ole Miss. We just text back and forth with Mike, and Coach Bianco should join us here shortly. All right? So he's got to get through airport security and so on.
He doesn't seem like a very bright guy.
That was the wrong drop. You just dropped the wrong thing, didn't you? Yeah. What did you mean to drop that our listeners will know?
I'm looking at a soundboard, and it says very bright guy, but it left off he's not a very bright guy. This is a Donald Trump.
Okay.
Trump just screwed me.
You're on a roll today with your hot takes.
Dude, man.
Double down in the hot takes. So anyway, Mike Bianco was there with his son.
Drew, he is a bright guy.
Do you know which one? Was it his son who's going to LSU?
I'm not sure.
Okay. He
has a lot
Mike
of
has
sons.
4 or 5 boys, and we've had a conversation with him about that.
Ooh, we left somebody off the poll. But this is right. Jeremy Dawson tweets to us, Steve Bartman. How would Bartman might
But
be
Bartman's not loved by the Cubs
No.
fans.
He should be.
We're talking about guys who are beloved by
Okay, all right.
Cubs
Everyone there.
fans like Eddie Vedder, Vince Vaughn, Bill Murray, among others. Now, Mike Bianco was at the game last night with his son. We're hoping to have Coach Bianco on the show to talk about that experience. He was there. Chris Coughlin, former Ole Miss baseball player,
Yes.
is on the Chicago Cubs team. Mickey Callaway is the pitching coach for the Cleveland Indians, and he played at Ole Miss in the 80s. I think
I'm going
Jeff,
to be the head greenskeeper. Hopefully within 6 years. That's my schedule.
I love Bill Murray.
Bill Murray, Caddyshack,
that's-
Vince Vaughn, Swingers.
Caddyshack over Swingers. It's hard. Which movie's
For
better?
somebody my age,
Which one
it's
is it?
hard. For guys that are older than me or younger, maybe it's not. But Swingers was a game changer in the 90s.
Was Bill Murray the star of Caddyshack, or was it Rodney Dangerfield?
Well, Rodney Dangerfield was a bona fide superstar in that movie.
I think we need another poll question.
But all right, what is
Swingers,
our poll question
Caddyshack.
right now so that we can try to figure out what in the world we're doing today?
Who is the most famous living Cubs fan?
And who do you have?
Bill Murray has 100% of the votes after 23 votes.
Do we have anybody that listens to Pearl Jam out there? Or watch Swingers? Or Wedding Crashers?
Yeah, you're surprised, man. I'm not surprised.
Bill
Murray's
Murray.
the man.
Who else is on the list?
Vince Vaughn, Nick Offerman, and Eddie Vedder.
That's on our Twitter handle, @BowBounds, brought to you by Favorites.com.
Murray's
New auto rates, same great service. You can find it at Farm Bureau Insurance. Go ahead, Josh.
I'm thinking, Murray's gonna run away with this. Yeah, he is the most famous. Everybody loves him. I mean, look.
Who's this guy?
Which one?
Steve Bartman?
But what do you mean? Who is this guy?
Why is Jeremy saying Steve Bartman needs to be on this poll question? Most famous Cubs living, we're not talking about Ronald Reagan or Harry Carey.
Right.
All right, so Reagan was from Illinois
Right.
and wildly popular president on the R side. And then Harry Carey, 16 season Republican. 16 seasons Harry Carey in the booth for the Cubs.
Right.
But
Somebody tweeted that. So Obama as well. Obama's a bona fide White Sox fan.
is he?
Yes.
I know he's
Yes.
from, Chicago and that's where
He's a White Sox fan.
he's a White Sox fan.
Sucks for him.
Yeah.
Cannonball! Cannonball coming.
They actually did win a World Series fairly recently.
Yeah,
so.
they did. You got to see.
Ozzie Guillen
Actually,
won
they
one in what,
two,
03, 04 or
It
something?
was-
They
yeah.
won 2?
No, they won one.
One only? Okay.
There was a stat that just came up on ESPN. Since 1980, home teams are 9-1 in Game 7s.
Ouch.
Play the numbers there, people.
Play the numbers.
Play the numbers. There have been the numbers have been overwhelmingly in the favor of the Cleveland Indians this whole series. But people who win Game 1, I think it was like 68, 69% usually
You're
going
right.
to win
It
it all.
was 69. Drew threw that out last week.
Game 3, whoever wins that goes on to win the series 70% of the time, 73-ish. Now you're talking about 90% right here. Play the numbers, people. Or go for the underdog Cubbies. But no, I mean, look, this is a.
Do you have? How do you bet? I don't even understand. Do you know what the line is? I mean,
I'm
explain-
sure, it's 1.5.
The last team
All
to win
of
a
what does that mean in base? I don't understand that.
Run lines are 1.5. They force you to take the money line, which is okay.
Tell me what the money line is,
the money line,
or just define what that is.
the money line would be.
Explain that to some guy who's driving down the road right now, who's going into a CPA firm, engineering firm, or law firm who doesn't know what that means.
Okay, all right. Let's start with this. Money lines. All right, say if I was going to bet $100.
Okay.
And I'm betting $100 on the Chicago Cubs to win it.
Okay.
Since the money line is at negative, meaning Chicago is actually favored in Cleveland. Just so you know, yeah, I just found that out. They are actually favored in Cleveland in Game 7, minus 118. So you're gonna spend $100, and you're only gonna win about 82 because of the juice.
Good grief!
Right now, if you bet on the Cleveland Indians and you bet $100, you would win 108 because they're the underdogs. The run line is just like the spread. Run line is essentially a spread, and the spread is 1.5 in pretty much every baseball game I've ever seen in my life. And that's because typically it'll stick around there. 1.5.
What bet has the most success when it comes to baseball?
Oh Lord, that's a difficult one. I would have to say that
Are your odds much better to win a football game than a baseball game?
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
No, because
But would you say that the action is just what baseball does 10 or 20% of what football does, or would you say
I think
baseball
you'd
does
be really surprised.
30 or 40? But I mean, it doesn't do near
do
what
50.
football
No,
does.
It doesn't even do 50. But I think you'd be surprised at 30,
20.
35, 40. It does a lot of actions placed on baseball.
when
Okay.
you're betting baseball, aren't you
Because
betting,
it's 162 games and
Right,
you have
you have a
31
lot of
teams or
options.
whatever it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay, that
aren't you
makes
betting
sense.
more on the starting pitcher than the actual team?
Absolutely, you're betting on the pitcher. You always bet on the pitcher. And the over-unders are always fun in baseball. I like the over tonight, 6.5. I already took it once. Thanks, Drew. And but look, 6.5, Game 7 World Series. You're rooting for a good game. See, I like going over-unders in baseball because I don't want to root against either of the team. I like to see a good game. And if I can see a 4-3
Who are
finish,
y'all rooting for?
Cleveland.
Indians.
That is, I am so disappointed in the two of you.
Oh, I mean, I don't want to.
I can't
Can't
tell
go with
you
your
how
team.
disappointed I am.
Why would we go with the Cubs?
Well, how can you not? Cleveland just won the NBA championship, so they
I'm not worried
they
about
have
the
their
city.
big championship. Everything's good. The Cubs haven't won it since 1908.
Chicago's won plenty of titles.
I
recently.
understand the Bulls, hockey, Bears in '85,
White Sox.
White Sox.
Sox.
Come on,
I
I'm
just-
disappointed
man, I
in the
can't-
two. of
I
you.
can't-
In fact, I hope
I can't
What
give
about
them
the
the
Twitter
Cubs.
hammers the two of
What
you.
about the Indians' drought?
Yeah, they didn't
Like
have
they
a
have a
drought.
drought of their own.
Yeah, but LeBron they were down 3-2, and he beats the mighty Golden State Warriors. You know, blah, blah, blah. The country had fallen in love with Steph Curry, and he went in and just ripped their heart out on their home floor.
I've got to admit, it would be kind of funny that since Cleveland came back from a 3-1 deficit in the NBA, that
Yeah.
Cleveland blows a 3-1 lead in the World
Oh!
Series.
Yeah, and that's stuff. That's what happens in sports.
That's
cool.
That's
little storyline
hashtag.
like that.
Is Charlie Sheen the most popular Cleveland Indians fan?
Player.
No, it's LeBron. He was there last night, coat and tie on.
Brinson says on the Twitter feed that we don't know WGN 1980s. WGN was broadcasting Cubs games all the way up until like last year. I mean, I I
Definitely
grew
not
up on
WGN.
WGN with the
As
Cubs
did
too.
I.
Maybe
Right.
not.
As did I, and I'm still not going for them. I mean, well, personally,
Why are you for the Indians?
the Indians beat the Red Sox, and if I'm a Red Sox fan, I want to see us lose to the champion and no one else.
That is the most ridiculous reason I've ever heard.
That's fine.
What is your Drew's? Because he's a Braves
Brave
fan.
I just can't root for the National League and the World Series when. I do, except for the Giants. I respect the Giants. I like
respect
their
the
I like their
Giants.
dynasty
I do
going on.
too.
Other than that,
I
I,
like
can't really root for the NL.
Not rooting for the Cubs, man. Everybody else on the Cubs. I hate the bandwagon. I'm not a
Yeah,
bandwagon fan.
that's obnoxious.
I hate it.
I just can't stand the guy on Facebook that's like, I wore a Cubs shirt 5 years ago, and now
Right.
I'm going to post it on Facebook
Look, I
while
have
in the
a
World
Cubs
Series.
shirt, and I don't want to wear it. I refuse to wear that Cubs shirt.
You need to wear it
I'm not
tonight.
wearing that Cubs shirt. Yeah, to curse myself.
We need to
I like it.
channel our inner Pearl Jam and Lee Smith and get through this W for the Cubs.
I think I'm rooting against the Cubs the same reason I was rooting against the Saints in 2009.
Hey, easy boy. It's Cleveland, baby.
Who is that?
The Presidents of the United States of America. You never heard that song? Yeah, you have.
I'm sure I
The
have.
Drew Carey show, whenever he was big. And
Yeah, I didn't watch Drew. He bugged me. But I didn't watch that show.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a break. I'm so disappointed that y'all are rooting for the for the Indians.
Okay, this makes no sense. Before we take this break, Chris Allen tweets to us, as a Saints fan, by default, you have to be pulling for the Cubs. What kind of sense is
It's
that?
the
man?
bandwagon factor.
Because the Saints
I wouldn't have been. I'm not bandwagon.
from 1967 until 2009, they had the drought, and they broke it with Peyton and Breeze. Let's take a break. That was the SEC Insider Hit we did throughout. Mike Bianco was at the game last night. Brought to you by the GMC Sierra Truck at Fowler Buick GMC in Brandon. And you can jump online and go to FowlerBuickGMC.com. I'm telling you, test drive a GMC Sierra Truck, pre-owned or new, at Fowler Buick GMC this week. You will love it. Straight ahead, we'll let it rip on Twitter.